Welcome to the Geek Easy. Sit back, grab a libation of your choice, and relax, 'cause it's time to do some geek stuff in the Geek Easy. Welcome to the Geek Easy, fellow geeks. Today I'm going to be going over the book, The Boogyman, published by Ablaze Comics, written by Matthew Salvia. That's a little bit different way of spelling Matthew, but I'm guessing that's how you spell it. And then the artist is Deject. Okay, so number one. It starts with a young child in an office, and they're doing art, and it turns out she's like the woman is a psychiatrist or a psychologist who works for the police, and she borrows the art and takes it out to a detective, and detective he says, look, we don't have much time for this, let me go in and talk to him. So the little boy, his name is Elliot, and the cop's trying to figure out, at this point he says, what happened. So we don't know what's happening, and he says there is a dog and a boogeyman, right? Right. This is where it gets weird. So he's in his house with his father, and the father catches Elliot reading in bed. And the father's like, okay, what are you reading? And it's a book on the boogeyman. He had checked it out from the library. The father says he could read any book that he was allowed to check out from the library. The librarian let him check this out. She says he wasn't too young. And it turns out this kid seems to have a fascination with the boogeyman. And he's telling his dad that there's a boogeyman and his dog in the wall. And his dad's like, yeah, dude, come on. Seriously? No. As you would, any adult would. I mean, the kid's imagining stuff, right? And then we switch to these two. They're hanging outside the house. It's grandma and somebody discussing about knocking the door and what to do if one person or the other answers. The wife, you get a nice view. The husband, or the male answers, you club him in the head. And of course, the father answers. And they club him in the... So it turns out that the parents got murdered. Not much of a spoiler here. So, and the interesting thing is, the two intruders, they are some sort of supernatural creatures who are doing this stuff, and then they get approached by, I think it's Dr. Death, this older guy. And they're like, no, this can't be him. He's 200 years old. They're debating on whether this is a certain well-known boogeyman. And there's like a war between those two guys' people and the boogeyman's people. And they thought they were all dead, especially the older ones like him, and it's a really good book. And of course it leaves off at a certain point. See, you start to glean information as to what is going on. So here's, I don't know if you can really see that, but here is the boogeyman who and his dog that are actually in the walls. The kid was right. There was a boogeyman hanging out in his house. And the boogeyman is protecting the kid, and we found out he doesn't know why he's doing it. He's just doing it. So this is world building where they're establishing the scene where, okay, this kid's parents have already been killed, and he's got a boogeyman and a dog living in his house who is supposed to have been dead. It's over 200 years old. And who are these other people, and why was there a war? It's really quite interesting. The art is suitable to the story. It's kind of darker, since it takes place at night, and you're in the house with darker rooms. And the story moves along as what things would naturally, because you have two people who are talking. They know what's going on, so they aren't going to sit there and do that, as you know, yada 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 type of conversation. So they're back and forth, like, well, could it be him? Like, no, the guy's been dead for 200 years. He got killed back in the war. Or, whatever. And then you've got the boogeyman, talking to his dog or whatever. So you're getting information, but you aren't getting the whole story because you can't get the whole story and have it sound like realistic dialogue in there. So but I like the way things are moving along in this book. It's kind of got a really creepy vibe to it, and the kid is the one narrating, so he's got kind of the imperfect narrator situation going on, because he says he doesn't remember exactly what's going on, or his memories are a jumble. So it sounds like he's doing it from he's having to remember way back. So if you like kind of horror stories that are like this, it's I don't want to say it's like the Friday the 13th Freddy Krueger. Yeah, I know those are two separate things here. I'm just putting a Friday the 13th serial killer dream type thing, even though there's not dreams type of thing going. This would be a book to go for. I'm going to give it a 4.25 out of 5 for this first issue, and just say get it, because it's interesting and makes you want to get more to understand what is going on and what has happened before and what will happen further down the road. So let me know in the comments below whether you read it, what you thought of it. Like, subscribe, most of all, enjoy your scary comics.